Hello, my name is Andrew Kim. I'd like to explain how you can benefit from SPE program that Vocatio High School offers. What would you say if I told you that you can send your income tax payment to a charity of your choice? Or how about you making the donations to a school and the government refunds that money back to you since you're a generous person? Vocatio's SPE program will let you just do that. Sounds too good to be true? Let me explain how that works. The first step is to joining our special purpose entity, also known as a SPE. You need to pledge how much you're willing to contribute and let them know that you want your donations to go to Vocatio. Then you'll receive a letter of approval for how much tax credit you will receive for that donation. Later in the year, you'll be asked to send in your pledged amount to the SPE. The SPE will send you a tax document showing a tax credit for up to about 90% of your donation. You will include that in your state tax return. That's how you get your tax credit. That's the gist of it. Let's go over that again at the end. But first, the most common questions that I get is how is this possible? Or how is this different from the other types of charitable contributions like you make into your church or even to Vocatio? Let's say you have given $4,000 to a charity last year and assume that your annual income is, let's say, $120,000. Typically, you're able to deduct that $4,000 from your taxable income. So now your new tax liability may be reduced by about $800. This is just a simplified example, assuming that your tax rate for the federal income tax is about 20%. Your charitable contributions do not give any breaks for state income tax, at least in Pennsylvania. This is a way for Uncle Sam to give you a little pat on the back for your good deeds, right? But now, if you had given the same amount, $4,000 through SPE, this is what would happen. You would get a tax credit of $3,600 that you can use against your state income tax. This is only relevant to people who file Pennsylvania personal income tax. With that same example that I've given you before, your state income tax liability should have been around $3,600 for $120,000 annual income. But since you just got the $3,600 tax credit from your SPE donation, now your new tax bill for Pennsylvania would be zero. One important note here is that you cannot deduct that $4,000 as an income for federal tax purpose at the same time. However, you can still deduct the $400 that you did not get the PA tax credit for. So overall, in summary of that example that I've given you, your tax saving from a regular donation was about $800 out of that $4,000. If you donated the same $4,000 to Vocatio through SPE, your tax saving would have been $3,680. Remember, Vocatio is getting the same exact $4,000 either way you donate. But if you give through an SPE, your net cost is going to be $320 instead of $3,200 in a conventional donation. So, is this some kind of illegal tax scheme, some people may ask? No, Pennsylvania has been giving the same tax credits to businesses, donating to scholarship organizations for a long while. That is called Education Improvement Tax Credit, also known as EITC. In 2014, Pennsylvania State enacted a law to allow individual taxpayers to form a special legal entity to get the same tax benefits. Since then, many private schools have been utilizing the SPE as a main vehicle for their donor base to maximize their tax benefit for their donations. For example, Catholic Schools of Philadelphia has been receiving over $15 million each year through their SPE program. Vocatio has partnered with the Central Pennsylvania Scholarship Fund, LLC, as their SPE administrator. They do not charge any fees to donors or Vocatio. So if you're interested in utilizing this wonderful tool to support Vocatio, the first step, again, is to fill out this Join the Form with a minimum pledge of $3,500 for the current year. Now you can maximize this benefit by pledging up to 3% of your annual income. I recommend you to pledge for 2 years, not 1 year, so that you can get the 90% maximum credit. If you pledge for 1 year, you will get 75% credit. Please note that there is no penalty even if you decided not to follow through for the second year of donation. Also note that you do not send in your contribution at the time of this application. So after that, you'll be notified with a letter of approval for the tax credit. Sometime in October or November, you'll be asked to send in your donation to our SPE. Please do not send your contributions to Vocatio School directly. 100% of your contribution will be forwarded to Vocatio sometime in January of the following year. Once that happens, our SPE will send you a tax form called K1. Now that is to be included in your tax return. Please be aware, this is for your Pennsylvania state income tax return, commonly known as PA 40 form, not your federal income tax. If you have already been paying your state income tax throughout the year through your payrolls or estimated tax payments, you will be given a refund from the state after filing your tax return. So if you're ready to direct your tax payment to support students at Vocatio, please fill out the application at our website. If you have any questions about your particular situations, please contact us anytime. Students and staff, thank you very much for your support.